Hello there and welcome back to another Thunderous Productions video. I'm the madman behind the mic, Jag Thunder, and this is Minecraft. And what's up guys, and welcome back to another video. This one is on the U.S.S. Missouri. And I know you guys are saying, well Jag, you have built this several years ago and did a tutorial on it. Yes I did, but several years ago I was not as, I guess, quote-unquote skilled as I am now. So I wanted to go back, and I'm going back and redoing some of the ships that I've done in the past. So I had a little extra time in between some of my other projects, and this was one of the ones on my list for the redo. So is what I've done, or what I'm going to show in this video, is basically what I've done to revitalize the Missouri and make it even better. And also mention too another reason why I did this, and we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. But anyways, total new hull design. So the old hull design was very straight, very square. I ripped the entire hull out from underneath it and completely redesigned it. Forgot the front turret stations. I think 20mm guns, I think, go up here. I can't remember. But anyways, there's some gun stations up here that I did not have on the original Missouri. Now have it. I redid the chain system up front. And I put in some smaller details on all the smaller guns on the 20s and the 40s. I think that's what they are. I hope that's what they are. I used some of the new blocks, the fence pieces here. I think originally I had levers on them, so I'm using those now, which I think those look a lot better. And again, the whole design, you can see, looks a lot smoother. The most dramatic part of the whole is underneath, and it's going to be really hard to tell. Because I'm running shaders, and even if I turn off shaders, you're not going to be able to see it very well. But the biggest change was in the back on the hull, aside from, you know, the smoothing out of the front, but the back changed big time, and I'll talk about that once I get back there. Put in a lot of the inflatable sea-activated life rafts, took out all the 20 and 40mm gun stations along the sides for the new modernized version. So you can see over here, that's where they were here on the front, and then the smaller stations here on the side on top of the 16-inch guns right here. There's a turret station. There's a couple up top that get replaced, one here and one there. You can see those get replaced by the Phalanx or the Sea-Whiz cannons. There's two right here, one on each side. New radar systems, all upgraded and modernized. So you got one up the forward bridge area, one midship, and then the upper mast is all redesigned with the new triangulated mast design that was put on the newer ships versus the older kind of plain looking boring mast. And then of course some upgraded radar systems up top. Down here on the side, again, we put in some more sea-activated life rafts. And then speaking of boats, took out all the guns on the side here, the 5 station right there, and gets a rescue boat on each side. It's pretty cool. And then here in the middle gets the Tomahawk cruise missile stations, and there's 8 of these. There's 4 here in the middle, and then there's 4 here in the back at a diagonal. These were kind of a bitch. Didn't quite turn out the way I wanted to. I may go back and redo this a little bit. Harpoon stations here and here, replacing this station right there. So you got the harpoon station on each side. I think that was a pretty neat design. I wanted something different than using the quartz blocks. So took care of that, and I think that's pretty much it in the middle. Phalanx, Sea-Whiz, Tomahawks, and the harpoons were the biggest weapon upgrades on the Iowa class battleships when they went in and overhauled them. And then of course on the aft end of the ship, they ripped out the planes, the launch station. I'm not even sure what the hell you would call this, but anyways, put in a more modernized deck for a helipad. I think this turned out pretty good. Ripped out the aft gun turrets, and also the anti-aircraft guns back here are all ripped out. And that's pretty much it. And again, underneath, this gets a very smooth design Getting really good at the aft part of my ships now, I think. And again, later on when I do a tutorial, I am sure I will do a tutorial, guys. It's just not on the upper priority list. Like I said, this was something that I wanted to do for me. And of course, like always, you know, I do try to share everything that I do with you guys. Oh, the crane, yeah, the cranes got redesigned big time, and the launchers actually look really, really good. I think before I just used some blocks and scattered them up, and it looked really, really shitty. So yeah, there was a lot of things on the ship that I really, really wanted to redesign and make it look a lot better. And I think it did. I think it turned out great in the American flag that I put on it. So yeah, but anyways, the reason why I wanted to redo this, aside from it looking like shit, is I want to do a battleship memorial or a battleship museum, basically like the one out in Pearl Harbor. I had been asked to do this several years back, and I just did not have the time. I am planning to do it in a play with type series or a let's build, and hopefully that should start shortly after this video. So basically it should be a pretty short let's play. I want to put in some quick docks, a couple little buildings out here, some nice little parking areas, and make pretty much a battleship museum down here. I want to get the older battleships out of my naval station up there. The Yamato and all those eventually will make their way somewhere down in here. I'm not really sure, but I want to get those out of the main naval station because I am building more ships, and I don't want the older battleships taking up room in my docks because I don't have a lot of space up there left. So some of those have to come out. So again, a lot of these, you know, a lot of this revolves around a lot of that. So anyways, that is what I've done with the Iowa class or the USS Missouri. Hope you guys really like the new design. I'm very, very proud of this. I think this turned out very awesome. Still a few things on it that just didn't get changed. I didn't want to go and redesign everything, but again, I don't want to spend a shitload of time on it either. But I think I've spent enough time on it, you know, to get this really nice bow shape that was complained about in the original tutorial. It was too narrow, it didn't angle up enough. Now I'm pretty sure I nailed this thing. It looks great for years to come, and hopefully I shouldn't have to redesign this for maybe 5 or 6 more years. So anyways, aboard the Iowa class battleships, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this quick tour. Like always, I appreciate you watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.